Hi, I'm the 13th Wolfman, and this is my top 3 for the Movie Phantom. I said it before, I'll say it again, the Movie Phantom has a great channel. He really puts a lot of effort into his channel. I mean, he could sit there and gab for like the longest time. No, I'm kidding. I kid, man. His channel is very nice. Like I said before, he does his top 3. He does horror news. Sometimes he doesn't get caught up on horror news, because a little busier in the week. But overall, talks about movies coming out, reviews movies, and sits around with this group of guests and co-hosts. The co-host is Misery Black, and just kind of like talks about movies. It's a really nice show. So he does his top 3, and here's his top 3 for this week are the top 3 Texas Chainsaw movies. In what order? This is a tough one because I actually have to omit one of my favorites from the list because it's only 3, and I don't want to cheat. I don't want to do like, oh, this one tied with this one, So I'm just going to do top 3. 3 movies. 1, 2, and 3. So, coming in at number 3, Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. I really thought that this was a very cool film when it came out. If you have a copy of it, more than likely you have the one with the flipper disc that says, the rated, the unrated version. You can watch both versions. The ending is a little weird on one of them. It makes no sense whatsoever. But I really liked it. It was a nice follow-up to part 2. You do have Carolyn Williams back as Stretch for like that little bit of time, but it definitely is a sequel to part 2. So me saying part 2, now that means that you know what number 2 is? Yeah, that's right, part 2. Part 2, the most over-the-top kind of idea. This is Tobe Hooper again, writing and directing. So he took what he did with the first one and just brought in the second one and did this over-the-top, crazy type of idea for it. And it worked. We meet Chop Top for the first time. Now, the way I've always understood it is that Chop Top and the Hitchhiker are twin brothers. Which, while Chop Top was fighting overseas in Vietnam, the twin brother was back home doing what he could. This is the way I always understood the story. And that's why they got that body in the back of the truck and they throw it at people, because that's the Hitchhiker from the first movie. They can't even get rid of that guy. But yeah, I love that. And so now I got to reveal number 1. Number 1's real simple. The original, the 1974 Gunnar Hansen, Jim Sito, John Duggan, Ed O'Neill, Marilyn Burns, Paul A. Partan movie. Written and directed by Tobe Hooper and Kim Hinkle, and directed by Tobe Hooper. It's a great film. They shot it in 16mm, which is they shot it in 16mm in 1974, which is basically a documentary size film, which is why it has a very documentary look to it. Because when you blow it up, you get all the graininess. They can't show it on 16mm in theaters because there are no projectors in theaters that are 16mm, so they have to blow it up to at least 35, 70mm, and that's why you get all that grain. And that's why it got such a documentary look on it. Plus, 16mm film was cheaper than 35mm film, and they were on a budget. We're talking low budget, no budget. So, yeah. So, that's my top 3. Please, go over to the Movie Phantom, make a video response, comment on his, I think it's episode. It's the episode where he reviews. What the hell did he review? It's the episode that's after The Brood. I can't think of what he reviewed this week. I just blanked. Sorry, man. But go comment on that one and tell him what your top 3 Texas Chainsaw movies are. I'm the 13th Wolfman. I'm on the prowl.